Emma Bryson there talking to Gordon Cree. Well, with us now, the defence advocate Thomas Ross. Thanks so much indeed for joining us. We heard there how very positive Emma Bryson is about the changes to the corroboration rules which she campaigned for. It's not a change that you wanted. I mean, what were your concerns?
Well, my concerns were simply that corroboration provides one of the main safeguards against false accusations. I should say that I met Emma at this studio many years ago, and I immediately formed a view that if everybody was as straightforward and credible as she was, then we wouldn't need corroboration. But sadly, that's not the situation. We still have cases in court where people are convicted of false allegations, not a lot of cases. But corroboration applied rigorously can protect against that, and once you start to pretend that things that clearly are not corroboration are corroboration, then you can get into difficulty.
I mean, is there any evidence that there are any, an increased number of cases where there's false allegations?
No, I mean, I don't think there will be many false allegations, but the fact that they're few in number, I suppose, is very scant consolation if you're in prison in relation to a conviction which followed on from a false allegation. I mean, I don't think it would give you much comfort that there's a low percentage of them. If you've been put in the sex offenders register, taken away from your family and locked up in a cell 23 hours a day.
And Rape Crisis Scotland have said that claims, the false allegations are common, are not supported by research, and this idea that there are a lot of false allegations or false allegations is very harmful to survivors, for whom the decision to disclose or to report to the police can be agonising, because it is a difficult process, isn't it?
I'm not here to debate it. It's absolutely beyond debate. People are convicted in court in relation to making false allegations, and through their lawyers they present pleas in mitigation explaining to the sheriffs why they made false allegations. These examples can be found in a simple Google search, and you'll find cases all over Scotland where people have been convicted of it. So I don't care what Rape Crisis say. The reality of the situation is that people have been prosecuted in relation to making false allegations.
Campaigners had hoped that this change would lead to more cases coming to court. I know that the law, the change is in its early days. Have there been more prosecutions?
I think it's estimated in the High Court where I work, about 75 to 80% of the cases in the High Court are sex cases. And so most days, most of the courts are dealing with sex cases. So against that background, it's very hard for us to know. I mean, there may be statistics in relation to it, but the impression you get when you're there is that most of the lawyers, most of the prosecutors and most of the judges are dealing with sex cases every day of the week.
That seems extraordinary that it dominates proceedings.
Well, that's the facts of the matter. So, which is a good thing. If the right people are being convicted and brought to justice, I'm firmly in favour of that. So I don't have any difficulty with it.
And very briefly, do you think there are more cases now because it's retrospective and people are coming forward with older cases?
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of older cases. I'm not sure that it's due to the change in the law of corroboration. It might just be that they realise that older cases have been taken seriously.
Okay, we'll have to leave it there. Thomas, thank you. Now,